Welcome, yogis, to this shoulders and hips stretch yoga session. For this session, you may need a blanket if your hips are on the tighter side, and you might also need a strap or a belt or a towel nearby if your shoulders are on the tighter side. So we're going to begin today sitting comfortably. So I recommend sitting up onto your blanket if sitting on the floor makes it difficult to sit up tall. If you can sit cross legs, please do. If this is uncomfortable, you can stretch your legs straight out or have them in any other position. For a start, we simply focus on sitting upright with good posture. Perhaps close the eyes and turn all your attention to your breath. Without changing anything, simply observe your breath for a few moments and notice the quality of your breath. You might notice if it's deep or shallow, fast or slow, if it has a texture. If your breath is continuous or you tend to start and stop. And over the next few breaths, you perhaps deepen the breath. And breathe in and out through your nose if you can today. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breathing, you might choose to add some Ujjayi breathing to your exhales. That's a slight constriction of the throat during the exhale to make a soft ocean-like sound. And you can continue that, if you're familiar with it, through the entire practice to help you maintain focus and calm. We're going to continue focusing on the breath, but add some movement. So you'll lean back onto your hands and place your feet just a little bit wider than your hips. Not too close, but also not too far, sort of a middle point away from you. Breathe in and lift the chest. As you exhale, take both knees to the right. So this is a point at which you'll figure out the best placement for your feet to get them to go to the right, like the windshield wipers on your car. Come up to center and over to the left. So having the feet far enough apart allows the legs to move somewhat independently of each other. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the left. Just warming up the hips gently here. Inhale to the middle. To the right as you breathe out. Inhale to the middle. And to the left. Come back up to the middle. We'll do our first hip stretch. You're going to keep your right knee where it is and start to bring the left knee in towards the inner right leg. So coming into internal rotation of this left hip. So this can be quite a challenging movement. Go steadily, go gently. And just breathe here as you bring that inner left knee towards the floor or towards the inner right calf. Take a couple of breaths here. And we'll come back up with the left knee and try the same thing on the other side. So the inside of the right knee starts to come down. The left knee stays pretty much upright. And bring the knee across towards the inside of the left leg at any height. And breathe. Let's try that one more time. Come on up and take your left knee towards the middle. Keep the right one up. Sometimes the second time can feel a little bit more comfortable. Sometimes. And come back up and try your right knee towards the middle. And back up. This time, both knees to the right again. So back into your windshield wiper. Tuck your left foot in towards your bum so that you can reach your ankle and sit up as tall as you can. You're going to hook your hand around your ankle there. Left hand around left ankle. And lean and tilt your head to the right. So right ear towards your right shoulder. A bit of a body lean to the right too. So you're creating some stretch through the left side of your neck and down through your shoulder. And it's like you're pressing your left shin down towards the floor and your hands holding on to create that stretch. You can move your head around, feel into where you need to be. Good, and come up and switch over to the other side. So take both knees to the left. Tuck your right foot in relatively close to you so you can reach your ankle. Sit up tall and start to lean the head to the left and the body away as you press your right shin towards the floor so that it's not just picking it up as you lean. And breathe into this right side, awareness of the right side of your neck, into your right shoulder. The left hand's just a light support out the side there. Wonderful, yogi. Come back up, come back to center, and extend your legs all the way out in front of you. And to take the right ankle and pop it onto the left knee at this point. So again, back into your hips. And for a start, you can prop up on your hands and just lift and lower your right knee a few times so it comes across towards the left shoulder and down towards the floor. We're not applying any pressure here with the hands, like pushing it down. You're just pulling the knee down and pulling it across. Good. Next time it's down, you'll sit up extra tall. So if you feel some hip stretch at this position, maintain this, hold here, and breathe into it. If there's no sensation of stretch through the right glutes or hip at this point, you can lean back and bring your left foot in towards you. And then pick up the chest. So you've got your hands supporting you behind you. Really straighten out your arms and lift the center of the chest like you're trying to back bend. It can help to have some strength here, toes towards the shin, to the right foot, so that your ankle doesn't get too squiffy. And it's like you're pressing your chest up past your right shin. Now it might be you've got your foot quite far away from you. You might have it really close to you. Or like me, somewhere in between. Usually feels good. So you find the spot that's just right for you. Good. And we'll relax by leaning back, kind of slouching. Extend your right leg all the way straight and rest your left ankle onto your right knee. And then we'll sit up tall. And for a start, just bring the knee across and out. Across and out. Breathe in deeply. You'll let your left knee go down towards the floor. Flex through the foot so you've got toes or top of the foot towards your shin. Sit up extra tall. Assess. If you feel some stretch, hold right here. It's perfect. If you would like to go a little deeper for sensation, walk your right foot in an inch or a few inches, or even more if you can, comfortably without force. And then focus on picking up the chest. So you've got really almost an arch in your back. If you feel you're slouching, if you slouch from the hips, especially from the pelvis, you may not feel this where you'd like to, which we're targeting the left hip here, or left glutes. Take some deep breaths. Wide collarbones. You can let go of any tension in your jaw and your eyes. Wonderful. And relax. Extend the legs. We're going to come into a tabletop from here. Once again, your blanket could be useful. And I forgot to say at the beginning that a block might be useful for this one. You don't have to have your block. So if you don't have one, don't worry. It just makes part of this pose a little bit more easy to get through. So blanket under your knees if they don't like the pressure of the floor. And a single block underneath your left hand. You could grab a book or anything that's sturdy. And if you don't have anything to put your hand on, this is fine. We're going to be circling the right arm. It just means that the hand has to close up when it passes the floor so that you don't hit it. So with or without the support there, you're in a tabletop pose, a little firmness in your belly. Your right hand is going to go forwards and up. You can open up a little bit, reach it all the way around to the back of your space, and then back through past the floor. And do several of these circles. So now we're getting into the shoulders once again. Now circling. Let's go for 5 big circles, yogi. One more. Turn the palm out as it goes up, and then it comes back down. Wonderful. And we'll switch your sides. So your right hand can rest on support. If you don't have it, it's fine. Just close your hand as you pass the floor so you don't hit it. Left hand goes forwards and up and back and down. And forwards and up. Open a palm to the side, and then it curls back into the middle as it comes down. So you've got some rotation in your shoulder as you do this to access the biggest circle you can make for today. We're coming up to the last one. Wonderful. And release that down. You can move your block back out of the way if you were using one. And then take your right hand up now towards the ceiling, so rotation, and turn the belly, ribs and chest. Reaching your right hand as high as you can. Take a deep breath in. And thread the needle. Bring your right arm across. Bring your head down lightly. And press into your left hand to get an upper back stretch. Just a single breath in this. And we're going to use this predominantly for the shoulder stretch. So this is a really nice upper back twist. And you're welcome to stay like this if it feels wonderful, if it's getting what you need to stretch. Alternatively, you let your left hand go forwards and start to bring your left chest and underarm down towards the right forearm. And this will stretch more into the back of your neck. Sorry, the back of your shoulder. Relax your right hand. Bring your left hand back under the shoulder. Carefully unwind yourself from here. Both hands to the mat. And we'll go with the other side. Left hand goes up for a spinal twist for a start. Turn belly, ribs and chest. And if you can, even look up or just to the side of a room if looking up doesn't feel good. And we'll thread through left hand to the right side. So we'll start in Parsvabalasana, thread the needle, or twisted. Upper back here, pressing into the right hand lightly. And as we did on the other side, if this is actually getting into the spot that feels tight for you, you can hold here. If you'd rather take the back of the shoulder stretch, extend your right hand forwards and just sink that right underarm, right side of your chest down towards the left elbow and upper arm. Your head is still facing the side. Bring your right hand back. Come back into tabletop. Wonderful, yogis. The next movement we're going to make is getting back into your hips again. We're going to do some hip circles. And these can be done in either tabletop or downward facing dog, depending on your preference. So tabletop is a little bit more supported, more accessible for most of us. Downward facing dog will apply a little bit more challenge through the shoulders and the upper body. So you can pick. In tabletop, we'd take the left leg back, bend the knee. You can try one with me like this. Left leg back. Did I say that? Left leg back. Bend your knee and bring your knee up towards the shoulder, upper arm as high as you can, wide, and bring in towards the torso and straight back. So that's your knee one. If you'd like to join me in down dog, you can lift up the hips, settle in and lift the left foot up. Try one here too. Bend your knee. Bring the left knee towards the left shoulder, in towards the middle, and back to the sky. Let's do 3 more, and you can do those in table or down dog. Knee to the side, in towards the chest, and back up. If you're in down dog, sink through the right heel, knee to the side, into the chest, and up. Keep your shoulders elevated, and circle around. And back up. Stretch out the left leg, table or down dog. And come into pigeon pose. Bring that left knee towards the left side of your mat at the front. You can keep some support into you if you like. I understand pigeon pose can be very challenging if your hips are tight. And so if this feels any discomfort in your left knee, please opt for lizard pose instead, which is left foot to the outside of the mat. You'll get a wonderful stretch here in the hips. You can really pick either one of these as we take some deep breaths. If you're in traditional pigeon, you're trying to sink equally through the right hip crease and left hip. So you're not, if you can help it, sort of falling over to the left. You're working your way down gradually. Now, some people can bring this left shin parallel to the front of a mat if they have a lot of external rotation available in the hip. If that's you, you can bring the foot forwards a bit. But always be mindful of your knee. Make sure that you don't cause any twisting through the knee, especially any discomfort or pain should be avoided. Just another deep breath. And we'll plant the hands, tuck the toes of the back knee, come on up into downward facing dog and pedal it out a little bit. And so find a steady down dog, feet at least your hips distance, hands as wide as your mat maybe. Elevate your shoulders. Take a deep breath. And we'll stretch the front of the left hip now. Lift the left foot up, bend your knee and reach your left toes towards the right side of the room. So before we did this in we did our circles in tabletop. You can do this in tabletop also. So if down dog just doesn't feel great, one more breath. And then we'll straighten it up and carefully walk up to the top of the mat. Halfway lift when you get there. And fold. Hamstring stretch, take a deep breath in. Spine stays long. Your blocks, if you have some nearby, are useful. If you feel some tightness in your hamstrings, bring the ground up to you. Wonderful. And we'll come all the way up to standing. Circle the hands out and up. Right hand back, left hand forwards. Take a little spinal twist. Both hands back up. Left hand back, right hand forwards. Take a twist. Look back. And both hands up. Hook your thumbs together and stretch your hands high. Elevate your shoulders and start to gently pull back. If having the thumbs hooked just feels really funky, you could let go of your hands and do this without the hook. And on your inhale, come to more neutral. Exhale, pull your hands back a little bit. Inhale, neutral. One more. Awesome. Release and forward fold. So our next pose, you might want to have your strap nearby. So if it's not really close, take a second to grab it. We're going to step the left foot back. Come up to a warrior one footing. Strap just next to you for the next pose after this one. Both hands come up. And so we'll take into shoulder tricep. Left hand faces forwards and then comes to the upper back or nape of the neck. Your right hand can come to your elbow and gently assist here as it pulls into the tricep, deepen into your right knee. You've got your left foot pointing to 11 on a clock. And if you have a cow face pose, if your shoulders have the rotation or the mobility available, the right hand can internally rotate. You could clasp your hands behind your back if that's available. But if your shoulders are on the tighter side, this half version is wonderful. Take another deep breath. And we'll release. Now grab your strap. We're still in warrior one footing. You can take your strap behind your back, about your hips distance apart. I'm going to turn to face away from you for a moment so you can see. Your hands are about your bums distance apart with your palms facing back. And you can squeeze your shoulder blades together and externally rotate through your upper arms. So your palms end up facing each other more. And relax. Do that a few times. Squeeze to open in the chest. And then relax. Squeeze to open. And relax. And again. And relax. Good. Squeeze to open and hold there. Breathe. And we're going to release the shoulders a moment. Turn all 10 toes towards the long edge of your mat. You've got a wide-legged stance for a wide-legged fold. If you don't wish to add the shoulders in this, you could bring your hands to the floor, okay? You'll do that stretch again across the chest, hands facing each other, and pivot at the hips, keeping your spine really straight and long as you bow down. Now, if your hands are glued to your bum, widen the strap a bit. That might help you to feel the shoulders more. If your hands can come away from your bum, let them float towards the floor. Relax your neck. If you've got your hands bound up behind you here, remember to engage your quads if you can for stability. If your hands are on the ground, that's good too. If you've let go of the strap thighs. Hands fire low back, they release. Put your strap down for the second side. You're going to come up, bend your left knee, turn your left toes out, Skandasana. So this is inner thighs of the hips here. Inhale, come on up. Left knee bends, hips over to the left. Another time, inhale. Left knee bends, hips to the left. Pause here. The hips can be about knee height in Skandasana, straight spine. You can go lower if that's comfortable. Wonderful. Come up and turn towards the back of your mat now. Step your way back. Downward facing dog. So you could slide your blanket across and come back into table. In fact, we will come back into table and do just like we did on the other side. We'll take the right leg back behind us. Bend your knee. Externally rotate through the hip there. Bring the knee towards the shoulder as high as you can, in towards your chest, and then back. So that's a tabletop knee circle. You could join me in trying one in down dog, right foot up to the sky in your down dog. Bend your knee, bring the knee towards the shoulder, stay in down dog, in towards the chest, and back up. And then choose where would you like to do the next 3 big giant knee circles. Keeping breathing throughout. One more. Good. Stretch out the right leg. Slide right knee to the right wrist. Coming into pigeon pose. Walk the left leg back and find your upright pigeon sinking through both hips. A reminder on this side too, if you have knee tension or tightness or hip tightness that translates to knee tension in this pose, you could take a lizard pose instead, which is an equally awesome hip stretch for many people for many reasons. So you choose which one of those will benefit you the most. And those of you in pigeon, if you have that version with the shin more parallel to the front of the mat, and that's a comfortable or interesting stretch for you to take, you're welcome to do that too. Lovely. And so we'll bring everything back into downward facing dog. Settle in. Nice wide stance. And all of your contact points to the floor. Tailbone up. Shoulders elevated. And remember, you could do this next pose in table if that's better for you. Right foot up to the sky. Bend your knee and open up through your hip. Stretch through the front of your hip here. Your right hand might want to lift, but you're going to keep it glued to the floor. And we'll come up and walk or step up to the front of your mat. When you get there, halfway lift and forward fold. Take a moment in your hamstring stretch, deep breath. Soften into your knees, send your hands out and up, stand up tall. Left hand forwards, right hand back. or whichever way you go. I think I just did the opposite. Inhale back up to center, and the other way. Both hands up to the sky. Hook your thumbs together if you can, or go wide like a Y shape, a capital Y. Hands elevate, pull back a little bit, getting into the upper back, and back to neutral. And breathe, pull back, into neutral. So you elevate and pull back, and neutral. Elevate, pull back, pause, 5. Try to not let the ribs flare too much, 4. 3, keep your glutes engaged, belly strong. 2. 1, carefully release. All the way to forward fold. Step your right foot back. Come on up, warrior 1. So your right foot turns to 1 on a clock. The left foot straight forwards. Turn your ribs forwards. Bring your right hand to face forward. So you're going to high five forwards. Bend your elbow. Bring the hand to the nape of the neck or the shoulders. And use your left hand to assist in a shoulder or tricep stretch here. A reminder for those of you that have a comfortable cow face, Gomukhasana bind, you could take your left hand up and around to catch the right here to stretch both shoulders simultaneously. But that is quite a lot of range, so choose the one most appropriate to how you feel today. That gives you the most benefit. More carefully release the hands. Reach for your strap. Take it behind you again, about hips width apart. The palms face back. Squeeze your shoulders together. Stay low in the hips. And relax. Squeeze. And relax. And squeeze. And relax. So you're trying to work here predominantly the external rotation through the upper arm. If you have strong shoulders, this can be extremely difficult. So be careful, be cautious, and do what you can today without force. Open up, deepen into the hips. Squeeze the right glutes. So you're also stretching your right hip flexor muscles. And we'll come out. Turn to the long edge of your mat. Wide-legged position. You've still got your strap there. If you feel like it's possible, you might even clasp your hands at this point for the next pose. Open up into the chest. There's a slight turn in of your toes, heels out. Start to bow down. Going into your wide-legged fold, lifting the hands, if possible, away from your bum. If doing shoulders and wide-legged fold at the same time feels really funky, put your hands onto the ground. Focus on just the legs. Some quad engagement helps with stability. One more deep breath, yogis. Release your hands via your low back first, then to the floor. Skandasana to the right, so you'll bend your right knee. Hips go down and right, and it stretches the inner thighs and hip. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. And again, just in and out of a few of these. Lovely. Pause for a moment in that stretch. We'll turn to the front of your mat, so you're turning to the right. Slide your left shin in behind your right heel. If this way down doesn't work for you, go down any way you can. Sit your way down to the floor. You'll end up in a cross-legged seat with your right shin in front of your left. At this point, you might want to elevate on your blanket again. And in fact, I'm going to do that and turn to face you guys. So you've got right shin in front of your left. Now, this next pose is a big hip stretch, and it has 2 variations. You can wiggle your feet as wide as your knees here in cross-legged pose. And also quite far away for some people. Quite often we tuck our feet really close in. And go so that your shins are more parallel to the front of your mat. So quite a a wide-footed, shin far away cross-legged pose. At this point, if you feel some hip stretch, you're perfect. If you want to lean forwards, maybe that targets it for you. So keeping your back quite straight, using that tilt from the hips helped by your blanket. If you would like more intensity or you love double pigeon pose, or firelog pose as it's sometimes known too, you can put your right ankle on top of your left knee. And if this right knee will rest on the left ankle, let it do so. Mine just has a little gap here from stiffness. So let it lie down there if it can. Pick up the chest. And you could also add a forward fold into this one for some people. So lots of variations there to target both hips simultaneously. Remember to not force anything. If you have a gap here or under the bottom knee, sometimes we can be a little bit like a pretzel in this pose. You can utilize your blocks or other props to help support different parts of you to get into this pose comfortably or more comfortably. Just another deep breath or two in this. Come on up. And we'll release the legs. You can stretch them straight out. And we'll take that same pose on the other side straight away. So we'll go left shin in front of the right this time. So remember, you can set up like a cross-legged pose with the shins parallel to the front of the mat and your feet as wide as your knees. And you could add a lean forwards into this pose. This can feel really good. And if you like a little bit more depth, if the hips allow, you can come into a double pigeon or firelog pose. So left ankle on right knee, quite wide again, shins parallel to the front, all of those same things as we cued for the regular forward fold or cross leg. And you can add a lean. Allow this left knee to rest on the ankle if it can. Well done, yogis. Lean back to release, extend your legs out. We're going to change positions to lying down in front. Our final pose is going to be a shoulder stretch. So make your way down to the mat. It doesn't matter which way you're facing. And we're going to start with the left shoulder today. Take your left hand off the left side of your mat. Right hand right underneath your shoulder. Point your right toes up to the ceiling. And roll onto the left side of your body. Rest your head on the floor. And use your right foot behind your left leg like a kickstand. And just roll as far as you can comfortably to stretch the front of the left shoulder. If this feels super tight, you can move your left hand further down, and that will make it a little bit more comfortable, but probably still quite a deep stretch. You come out of this side. Do the same thing the other way. Extend your right arm straight off. If this is tight for you, you can move your hand down a few inches. That will make life a bit more tolerable. Left hand under your shoulder. Point your left toes up and roll onto your right side. Rest your head down. Remember to breathe. And we'll come back to center. One more of those. This time, If you would like even more intensity, you could make a 90-degree bend in your elbow. So you can go straight, that's quite a lot. You could go down a bit to release the tension from it a bit, or cactus to intensify more. All of the same things apply. The right hand under the shoulder, point up the right toes, roll onto your left side. And with the cactus shape, this 90-degree bend, it is quite a lot more intense, so be really careful. We'll come back out of this side and set up the same way the other way. So arm expression of your choice, straight, down a bit for less intensity, or cactus for more intensity. A goalpost shape. Left hand under your shoulder. Pick up your left toes, roll onto your right side. And breathe. Well done, yogi. Come on out. You can shimmy across to lying on your back. And when you get there, hug your knees in close. Let's rock around a little bit. If you would like any more poses to complete your practice, this is a great time to do those. Whether you need to take a final twist, any other stretch at all. And then in your own time, when you are ready, relax into Savasana. You can place a rolled up blanket or a bolster behind your knees. Shuffle your shoulders and your hips to get comfy. Take up a bit of space with your legs and your arms. And let your body rest. Be sure to release any residual tension from the legs, especially from the glutes, from the belly, and especially from your shoulders. Relax your jaw, your eyes. And you're welcome to stay as long as you like in Shavasana. And if you're ready to continue with your day or your evening, start to move your hands and your feet. Begin to stretch. Bend your knees, release your lower back a bit. Maybe hug your knees in. Feels good. You can come to rest on your side for a few moments. And all the way up to your comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to a prayer position in front of you, resting lightly together as you thank yourself for coming to your mat today. Together, let's take a deep breath in and out. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. If you enjoyed practicing with me, please remember to like this video and subscribe.